All right, guys. We are live with another one, guys. All right. Live with another one. All right. The mic is hot. Okay. Well, welcome to the channel. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys, you already know what it is. You guys already know what it is. Topic of discussion today is my UFC fight predictions. Finally, Dean. How you doing, Dean? Excuse me. Welcome back to your channel and welcome back to your chat. Like I said, guys, Mustard. How you doing, Mustard? Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. Guys, you already know what it is. Topic of discussion. This is my UFC fight predictions. Finally, okay, this past Saturday, we had no UFC events, which meant that this Saturday was just awful. Okay, just awful. Okay. But as it stands right now, guys, with my UFC fight predictions for 2025, I'm 206 wins and 139 losses. That is 206 wins and 139 losses. I'll take it. We got to continue getting these dubs. Jason 9. How you doing, Jason 9? Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. Guys, I am going to go through these predictions rapid fire. Okay? We doing good. That's what's up, Mustard. That is what's up. That is good to hear. Guys, run up these likes, run up these subscriptions, okay? Support the community. Give me some more likes. I'm going to need that, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to run through these UFC fight predictions rapid fire, so stay with me, okay? We got Andre Petroski versus Cameron Roston. Look, Andre Petroski, he is 2-1, okay, in his last three, okay? 2-1 in his last three. When it comes to Cameron Roston, I mean, he really has no history in the UFC, guys. Okay? Really has no record in the UFC. Don't get me wrong. This is probably going to be a layup for Andre Petroski, especially if he goes in there with a wrestling heavy type of game plan. Okay? Because Andre Petroski does have, he does have abilities when it comes to his wrestling game. Don't get me wrong. He's a full mixed martial arts fighter. Okay? But Andre Petroski, I mean, he seems to gas out per round, okay? So from round 1 to round 2 to round 2 to round 3, Andre Petroski definitely doesn't look the same, all right? But I'm going to have to pick Andre Petroski to go in there, use that, heavy wrestling, be safe against, Cameron, and most likely move his record to 3-1. So I'm gonna pick Andre Petroski to take this one with a wrestling heavy type of game plan, guys. Okay, moving on, guys. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Come on now, support the community. What are you guys doing? Mustard says dead body versus dead body. That's exactly what it is, Mustard. You know what it is. All right, guys. We got Justin Tafa. Okay, Justin Tafa versus Lovie Sutherland. All right. Another fight here that is like basically two dead bodies, to be honest with you. Just like Mustard said. Justin Tafa is 1-2 in his last 3 fights. Lovie Sutherland, I mean, he really had no history in the UFC either. You know what I mean? Really a newcomer when it comes to the UFC. But I just don't like Justin Tafa. I don't like his mixed martial arts style. I don't like his capabilities in the octagon. I don't like him as a mixed martial arts fighter in general. Okay, in general. Okay, so I'm going to have to pick Lovie Sutherland. Even though he doesn't have a lot of experience in the UFC, I still think Lovie Sutherland could go in there, get a win against Justin Tafa, and move a record to 1-0 in the UFC, guys. All right, moving on, guys. Okay, moving on. We got Jimmy Crute versus Ivan Ersland. Okay. Guys, this is another. This card is not that well put together, in my opinion. Who do we have to thank for that? You already know who it is, guys. Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard. All right. Two guys that can't put their brains together to come up with a great, fantastic card. Unfortunately, they only could come up with a card that's, good probably like once or twice a year, guys. Okay? That is fucking factual. But going back to Jimmy Crute versus Ivan Ersland, okay? Look, when it comes to Ivan, he is 0-2. Okay? 0-2 in his last two fights in the UFC. I do not like Ivan as a mixed martial arts fighter. I don't like his style. Okay? I think he presents nothing when he enters the octagon, excuse me. But Jimmy Crute is not better, guys. I mean, these are literally two dead bodies. Look, guys, Jimmy Crute, he has one win in the last 2 years, guys. Okay? One win in the last 2 years, guys, Jimmy Crute. But guys, I'm gonna have to go with Jimmy Crute, guys. Even though he has one win in the last 2 years, at least he has a win. Okay, because Ivan is 0-2. Okay, and I can't put a lot of faith in that guy. All right, so I'm gonna go with Jimmy Crute to take this one. I don't know how he's gonna take it. Probably by unanimous decision, most likely. Okay, but I'm gonna pick Jimmy Crute, guys. All right, moving on. Let me read some of these comments. It's crazy they get paid for it too. LOL. It's crazy. It's crazy. They literally get paid to come up with these cards, and all they come up with is garbage. Straight garbage. Okay? Landis says, hi. How you doing, Landis? Welcome to your channel. Welcome to your chat. Queen, I don't know what you're talking about, but most likely your father is. Okay? Your father is probably that, okay? All right, go check on him, all right? UWU. I don't know what that means, but blessings to you. Guys, moving on. We got Michelle Monteague versus Luana Carolina. Okay? Okay, guys. When it comes to Luana, look, I like Luana. Okay, Luana has a lot of capabilities, man. She has, submission abilities. She has abilities to go in there and make, the fight really fun, really entertaining. Luana also has KO capabilities. She's a really fun fighter, to be honest with you. Especially if you give her the right stylistic matchup. Luana, can go in there and really, really look good. In the last 3 fights, she's 3-0. But guys, a lot of people are sleeping on Michelle. I mean, Michelle, she doesn't have a lot of experience in the UFC either. Okay, she doesn't really have a record in the UFC, to be honest with you guys. But out of the UFC, Michelle is 6-0, guys. Do not sleep on that. Okay, she has a lot of capabilities as well. She could take the fight to the ground. She likes to keep the fight standing. This is going to be a very interesting fight for these females here. But if I have to pick somebody, I'm going to have to go with the more experienced fighter here who has experience fighting in the UFC in general. Okay, so I'm going to pick Luana Carolina to continue her winning streak, okay, and turn her 3-0 record, okay, into 4-0. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick Luana Carolina. All right, moving on, guys. All right, moving on. We got, let me read some of these comments before I get out of here. I'll continue. We got, hey, guys, it's Sauce. That's what's up. Michael here. Well, blessings to you. Blessings to you guys. Run up the likes, run up the subscriptions, support the community. You already know what it is. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys. We got Jamie Mullerkey versus Rolando Baduya. I don't really. I mean, both guys have similar records. They're 1-2 in the last 3 fights. Both guys. Jamie is 1-2. Rolando, he's 1-2 as well. When it comes to Jamie, I mean, even though even though Jamie got KO'd by, I believe it was Ruffy. Even though he got KO'd by Ruffy, I still think Jamie, as a mixed martial arts fighter, I think he's still good. I think he still has abilities, to go into the octagon and make the fight fun. make it fight entertaining for the fans, and also come out with a win. But when it comes to Rolando Bodilla, yeah, he's 1-2 in his last 3 fights. When you look at his record, I mean, he has some funny losses, and then he has some funny wins. I mean, he has a split decision. I believe he lost against Chaos Williams, or did he beat Chaos Williams? I'm not sure, but it was a split decision win to Chaos Williams. And if you go into split decisions with Chaos, I mean, that says something about you. But this is a tough one for me to pick. If I'm a betting man, I'm staying away from this fight. But I'm going to pick Jamie Mullerkey to go in there and beat Rolando. I just think he has more experience, and I think the level of competition that he's fought has been, definitely better than Rolando. So I'm gonna pick Jamie to win that fight, guys. All right, guys, moving on. All dead bodies until Oberg and Reyes, and maybe Matthews and Magny. Mustard, hey, I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you. I had to do my due diligence when it comes to searching for these fighters and their highlights. Okay, because a lot of these guys you can't even find their fights on UFC Fight Pass. So it's a sad story out here for us journalists. Okay, all right, guys, we got Navajo Sterling versus Rodolfo Bellato. Look, I don't like Rodolfo Bellato. I don't like him at all. Okay, when it comes to Navajo Sterling, he is 2-0 in his last 2 fights. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna pick Navajo Sterling to go in there, most likely go in there and get a finish on Rodolfo. I think he's capable of going in there, finishing Rodolfo, most likely in the first or second round. I don't think this is gonna go to a decision at all, guys. So I'm gonna pick Navajo Sterling to go in there and finish Rodolfo. All right, guys, moving on. We got Jack Jenkins versus Roman Tavares. Okay. Jack Jenkins, he is 1-2 in his last 3 fights. Roman Tavares, he is 1-1 in his last 2 fights, guys. When it comes to Roman Tavares, I mean, he most likely wants to keep the fight standing, right? Jack Jensen, he has a lot of abilities when it comes to his full mixed martial arts game. Most likely, Jack Jenkins does want to take this fight to the ground and take Roman, to the ground and test out his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and his wrestling skills. But I think Roman Tavares is going to be able to, withstand Jack Jenkins' game plan. But I don't think he's going to survive. I think Jack Jenkins is going to be able to go in there, most likely utilize his game plan, most likely a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wrestling heavy type of game plan against Roman. And I think Jack Jenkins is going to be able to go in there and most likely sub Roman, okay, guys? I think he subs Roman most likely in the second or third round, guys. That is my pick. I'm picking Jack Jenkins to beat Roman Tavares. Guys, moving on from that one, okay? We got Brendo Perisic versus Alicia Ellison. Okay, I'm gonna read some of these comments before I continue. 100%. I knew Tafa, though Burr still barely. What's up, Decker? How you doing, Decker? Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. You already know what it is. This is my UFC fight predictions for this event happening this Saturday, headlined by Dominic Reyes and Carlos Oberg. All right, guys, we got Brendo Perisic versus Alicia Ellison. Okay. Guys, I really don't know either one of these guys. When I did my research, I mean, it was very hard to find either of these guys' highlights. When it comes to Alicia, I mean, he's 5-1 out of the UFC, fantastic record. Brando, he is 4-1 out of the UFC, fantastic record. Both guys, are the type of heavyweights that are gonna stand and bang. One punch makes a difference. I like Alicia. Don't get me wrong. I like his highlights that I saw, but I like Brando. I think Brando he just comes with a tighter game plan, and I think Brando is gonna most likely go in there and get an early finish on Alicia, most likely in the first round or in the second. But I do see a TKO finish for Brando. I think he's gonna put fisticuffs and finish Alicia early in the first or second, guys. All right, moving on, guys. We got Kobe Thickness versus Josias Musasa. Okay. Let me read some of these comments. Have you played Weekend Warrior by Matt Dicky. No, I have not played that at all. What is that? Is that entertaining? I thought Alicia was a chick's name, bro. That's what I thought. All right. That's what I thought. And actually, it's not Alicia, it's Alicia. It's Alicia. Elisha. Yeah, I don't know, guys. These are two heavyweights. But let me tell you something, Mustard. I do agree with you. All right, we got Kobe Thickness versus Josius Musasa. Guys, these are literally two dead bodies. Okay, I always talk about dead bodies, but guys, these are the epitome. Okay, the epitome of fucking dead bodies. Okay, thank you, Sean Shelby. Thank you, Mick Maynard. Thank you, Dana White. Thank you, UFC, for putting this trash ass fight together. Okay, respect for both men, but this is a trash ass freaking fight here. Okay, Kobe Thickness, he is 0-1. Okay, in his last however many fights. Okay, 0-1. Okay, Musasa, he is 0-1 as well. I mean, guys, you put their record together. Okay, they still have a losing record. Unbelievable. Okay, unfucking believable, guys. Okay, how terrible this fight is. All right, going back. All right, look, guys, I'm not gonna waste a lot of time. Okay, I'm not gonna waste a lot of time making my damn prediction for this fight. I can tell you that much. Okay, I'm just gonna toss it up in the air. Okay, and whichever one it lands on, that's who I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna do it right now. There it is. Okay, who did it land on? All right, there it is. Kobe Thickness, guys. You guys just watched me make my predictions right there. Kobe Thickness is gonna win because I said he's gonna win. Okay, I don't give a damn about the heavyweight division. Wait, is that the heavyweight division? Kobe Thickness and no, that is not the heavyweight division. Excuse me, that is not a heavyweight bout, but it might as well be. Okay, but because both guys are trash and their record is in shambles. Okay, but I am picking Kobe Thickness to win that fight. Sorry, I was still thinking about Brando and Alicia. Nobody cares about the heavyweight division. The heavyweight division is in shambles. But anyways, guys, I picked Kobe Thickness to beat Musasa, most likely by unanimous decision or unanimous. This fight is going to suck ass. All right, guys. We got Oberg Elliott versus Jonathan McKhalif. Oberg Elliott versus Jonathan McKhalif. I mean, guys, this is a good fight. Okay, this is a good fight. Okay, Oberg Elliott 2-1. Okay, in his last three. Jonathan 1-0. Okay, he has a winning record. So you put both of their records together, it is a winning record. All right. Let me read some of these comments. Decker says they deadass put a canceled Contender Series fight on here, then putting it on a Contender Series card with 2 fights still. I'm telling you guys, the UFC doesn't know what they're doing. Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard need to be replaced ASAP. Okay, ASAP. Okay, ASAP. Replace those 2 guys. Okay. The card is just missing one more decent fight, and it'll be good. Mustard. I don't know about that, guys. I think this card needs to be revamped top to bottom. Okay, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Support the community, okay? Run up these likes, run up these subscriptions. Do me the favor, okay? All right, guys. When it comes to Oberg Elliott versus Jonathan, I mean, I'm going to have to pick Oberg Elliott, guys. I think Oberg Elliott has more experience than Jonathan, okay? If you look at Oberg Elliott's record, I mean, he's fought, high caliber, fighters. Definitely more higher than Jonathan, okay? Any day of the week, all right? I think Oberg Elliott just comes with more experience. He's fought more experienced fighters, and he's more capable when it comes to his overall mixed martial arts game plan. So I'm picking Oberg Elliott to beat Jonathan, most likely by unanimous decision, guys. All right, moving on, guys. Lucky YouTube says, how are you? I'm doing good, man. Thank you for asking. 5 likes. Yes, now I got 6. But hopefully you're having a good one, Lucky. Blessings to you. MC, Mr. C's. Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. Mr. C's, you already know what it is. This is my UFC fight predictions. for this event, headlined by Dominic Reyes and Carlos Oberg. Okay, right now we got Loma Look Book Me. Okay, that's you try to say that 100 times. Loma Look Bone Me versus Alexia Thanura. Okay, Alexia Thanura versus Luma Look Bone Me. Damn, this is a tough one for me. My favorite Latino MMA YouTuber. Thank you so much, Mr. C's. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. My wife's boyfriend was a fighter. That's a sad story, Steven. That is a sad story. All right. You know, I am not sure who am I gonna pick with this one. You know, Luma, she has great submissions. You know, she's 3-0 in her last 3 fights. Alexia Thanero, she's 1-0 in her in her last fight as well. Good record. Um, Damn, this is a tough one for me, man, because I have somebody underlined. I did pick somebody, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, why did I pick that person? This one is debatable now. Now I don't know which one to pick. This is gonna be a tough one for me. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to. You know what? I'm gonna have to change my pick. I'm changing my pick, guys. I am changing my pick. Okay, I'm gonna pick Luma to beat Alexia. Okay, I'm gonna pick Luma to beat Alexia just based on experience. I think Luma has more experience. She has more capabilities overall when it comes to her, mixed martial arts. She could take the fight to the ground. She has submission abilities. I think Luma is going to be able to take down Alexia and most likely submit her. Most likely in the later rounds, maybe in the third. Okay, I see Luma finishing Alexia by submission, guys. All right, guys, moving on. We got Tom Nolan versus Charlie Campbell. Guys, it was supposed to be Evan Elder that was supposed to fight Tom Nolan, but Evan Elder ended up getting injured, so he can't make it to the fight. So now we got Charlie Campbell stepping in on short notice. 2-0 Charlie Campbell, 3-0 Tom Nolan. Really, really good fight. Really, really good fighters. Both are capable. Man, shit. This is another one this is a toss-up, guys. I will stay away from this one. If you're a betting man, I will stay away from this fight. Let me read some of these comments before I make my predictions here. Mr. C says, I only got 11 words to say about the fight. Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound. Mr. C's, that was a good one. You are hilarious. With all the Thai fighting cultures, Luma is still the only Thai UFC fighter. Is she really? That's crazy. That is crazy. But I am picking Luma to win this fight, guys. I think she's gonna win it by sub, guys. All right. She has some submission abilities as well, and I think she's gonna win by sub. Okay. All right, guys. We got Tom Nolan versus Campbell. I mean, look, guys. I'm gonna pick Tom Nolan. I'm gonna pick Tom Nolan and win this fight just because Charlie, he's coming in on short notice. All right, maybe I'll pick Charlie Campbell to win the fight if this was a full training camp for Charlie, but it isn't a full training camp. This is a short notice fight for Charlie, so I'm gonna pick Tom Nolan to take advantage of the situation at hand, and he most likely gonna beat Charlie Campbell most likely by TKO, guys. I picked Tom Nolan to beat Charlie Campbell by TKO most likely in the first round, guys. All right, moving on, guys. Moving on. Let me read some of these comments. Thanora has solid grappling. I think she'll be the one to dominate Loma on the ground, but Luma has good striking. You see that's what I was debating too. You see that's what I was debating too, Decker. I was debating which one should I pick. I was debating whether Luma or Alexia, would win, but I'm gonna pick Luma just because all right. For instance, Alexia, she has good striking, right? She has good striking, but she does like her grappling as well. Very grappling heavy type of style that she has. Luma has submissions, in her mixed martial arts game. Look back at her history. She has some submission wins. So for Alexia, I thought, man, if Alexia does go with a grappling heavy type of game plan, that does give Luma some opportunities to win this fight by submission. So that's the reason why I ended up picking Luma, because even though Luma has great striking, she does have abilities with her Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and abilities to finish the fight as well. So I picked Luma to win that one, but that one is a toss-up for me. All right, guys, we got Jake Matthews versus Neil Magny, guys. This is a big one. We're already here, guys. This is a big one right here. I wish I knew any of these people. LOL. That's what Mustard says. Luma destroys that thigh man strength. Toxico says, shake some in memory of Martin Luther King. Definitely not. Okay, definitely not. The thing is, Luma has one sub and Teneros has a lot. So I think Teneros would have to make a mistake to lose by sub. That's my point, though. It's all about experience. You know what I mean? It's all about experience. And I honestly think that mistake, I think Luma is totally capable of exploiting that type of mistake. Whereas, like, you don't expect a mistake by Alexia, especially with her type of style. But I'm expecting a mistake. And I think Luma ends up pulling off the surprise win by submission, guys. Okay? All right, guys. We got Jake Matthews versus Neil Magny. Neil Magny is 1-2, okay, in his last 3 fights. But look, guys, when you look at Neil Magny's record, he's fought the who's who. Okay? He's fought the who's who in that division in the UFC. And right now, he continuously fights contenders. Yeah, he got beat by Carlos Prates, but that's a contender. Okay, that's a soon-to-be top contender. All right? But when it comes to Jake Matthews, guys, he's been hot. Okay, he's been hot. Pause, no diddy. He is 3-0 in his last 3, guys. He's looked very, very good in his last, performances. Man, I hate these type of fights here because I like Neil Magny. I really like him as a mixed martial arts fighter. I like him as a person. I like him just overall. I like his style. I like his abilities to go into the octagon and make guys who are contenders look small. You know what I mean? But I think this is one of those fights for Neil Magny that he's going to come up short. I think Jake Matthews is going to go in there with a solid game plan. And I honestly think Jake Matthews knows what he's up against. A lot of these fighters don't understand what Neil Magny really represents. You know what I mean? Not only is he a gatekeeper, but guys, Neil Magny, like I said, he's fought the who's who. So I think Jake Matthews is going to come in there with a solid game plan, knows what he's going to know what he's up against. And I think he's going to go in there, probably beat Neil Magny by split decision or unanimous decision, excuse me. So I'm picking Jake Matthews to beat Neil Magny. That is my prediction for that one, guys. All right, guys. We have made it to the co-main event of the evening, guys. Guys, run up these likes and run up these subscriptions, okay? Do me the favor, okay? Support the community. All right, like I always say, this is your channel. I am just a pilot, okay? The only channel where the fans come first, not last. Let me read some of these comments. Let me see. Finally, Mustard says, finally, 2 people I know, Matthews and Magny. Mr. C says, Jake Matthews is a white Kevin Holland. Wins when you think he loses and loses when you think he wins. Mr. C's, you put things into perspective. Mustard says, I love my boy Neil Magny. He's destroying this dead body. Magny might win by decision. That's what's up. I like it, guys. Magny has too many miles on him. His body can't hold up like this forever. I agree. That's Mr. C's. That's the reason why I'm picking against Neil Magny and I'm picking Jake Matthews. Finally, I think one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be your age, and I think this is one of those fights that Neil Magny just goes in there and he just underperforms. Okay, I think that's what it is. All right, guys, we got Junior Tafa. okay, versus Abu Aslan, okay? Cannot pronunciate that one, okay? Alex says, hello, blessings to you guys. Run up these likes and run up the subscription, guys. Do me the favor. This is my UFC fight predictions for this event, headlined by Dominic Reyes and Carlos Oberg. Here we go, guys. Junior Tafa versus Abu Islam. Look, guys, when it comes to Junior Tafa, he is 6-4. Okay, overall record 6-4. Abu, he is 14-3. Even though he doesn't have, as much as experience as, Junior Tafa in the UFC when it comes to fighting under the UFC banner, I think Abu has a lot of capabilities, man. Go look at this guy's highlight. He has a lot of capabilities. He goes into the fight, makes it very entertaining. He only looks for the finish. Okay, he's not going in there to point strike you. I'm gonna have to pick Abu. I'm gonna have to pick Abu to beat Junior Tafa, continue his winning streak, get that W under the UFC banner. I think Junior Tafa takes the L, guys. All right, guys. Moving on. Guys, we are in the main event of the evening. Mr. C says Abu Islam's last fight had a total of 4 strikes thrown. Was it really? I didn't even check that out. I didn't even check that out, Mr. C's. If that is a fact, and you're telling me Abu actually won, that is amazing. That is amazing. Okay. All right, guys. We're in the main event of the evening. Okay. This is why we're here. This is why we do this. Okay. I try to run this, as fast as I can. You know what I mean? I'm already 32 minutes in, guys. I didn't think it would take this long to get through this UFC fight prediction, but here we are, guys. Okay. Here we are. Dominic Reyes versus Carlos Oberg. Look, guys, Dominic Reyes is back to his winning ways. Okay. After suffering a huge, huge loss, all right, to Jerry Prohaska, spinning back elbow, that caused Dominic Reyes' run to come up short. And then after that fight, he started getting knocked out and suffering more L's after that. But then Dominic Reyes started turning it around as of recent. Okay. 3-0. Okay, in his last 3 fights. Carlos Oberg, guys, he's basically undefeated. 6-0 in his last 6 fights, guys. Impressive wins. When you look at Carlos Oberg's, record as of recent, I mean, he beat Ozdemir. That's a good, win underneath his belt. He also beat Blachowicz. That's a huge win underneath his belt. Okay, I believe that was his last win. So Carlos Oberg, I mean, he's been fighting the who's who in that division now. You know what I mean? Yeah, he hasn't gotten a great performance, meaning he hasn't gotten a KO in a while. But that's because he's, fighting high caliber contenders now. All right. Now, when it comes to Dominic Reyes, guys, that 3-0, it looks good. It looks beautiful. Okay. And I like Dominic Reyes. Okay. But that 3-0 tells me another story, guys. When you look into the fine detail of that 3-0 record for Dominic Reyes, it doesn't really look that impressive, guys. Okay. I mean, he has a win over Krylov, but then he has a win over Anthony Smith. Guys, the dead body of Anthony Smith. Yeah. So that 3-0 record for Dominic Reyes, I mean, when you look, like I said, more specifically into the fine detail of that 3-0 record, I'm not that impressed by Dominic Reyes, to be honest with you, but I am more impressed with Carlos Oberg's win, okay, and his ability to go in there and get the finish. So, look, guys, my heart is telling me I want Dominic Reyes to win, okay? My heart is telling me that because I'm a fan of Dominic Reyes. I want to see Dominic Reyes prevail and win, okay? And finally, make it back to fighting for the strap. But unfortunately, guys, I got to go with what my mind is telling me. My mind is telling me Carlos Oberg is going to win this fight, guys. He's going to win this fight by finish. I believe Carlos Oberg has the capabilities to go in there and finish Dominic Reyes most likely okay, in the third round, guys. I'm going to pick Carlos Oberg to get the finish in the third round and beat Dominic Reyes by KO, guys. That is my UFC fight predictions for this upcoming event this Saturday, headlined by Dominic Reyes and Carlos Oberg. Okay, that is my UFC fight prediction as it stands for 2025. I am 206 wins and 139 losses. That is 206 wins and 139 losses, guys. We got to continue getting these dubs. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Run up these likes and run up these subscriptions. We're past the 30-minute mark. I already gave my UFC fight predictions. We could talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be mixed martial arts related. Rapid fire, baby. Okay? Let me see. It didn't have 4 strikes thrown. He lost his last fight by decision to Elecana. I got you. Thank you for letting me know, Decker. Reyes sleeps Oberg. With all due respect, Oberg is good, but he's not looking as sharp in his last couple of fights. I hear you, Mustard. I hear you. But again, it's because he's fighting higher capable fighters. Mr. C says, did you watch that fight, Decker? It was 2 guys fainting at each other for 15 minutes. It stunk up the UFC vacuum card bad. I really hope Reyes KOs Oberg, but I think Oberg catches Reyes and sleeps him. He seems quicker and more technical. That's what Decker says. It looks like a lot of people in this chat are agreeing with me. Mustard says, not for real. I forgot that Blachowicz was definitely a good one. I'm still going all in on Reyes. Mustard putting all his chips with the old dog Reyes. Hey, I respect that. I respect that. You think Roger Jackson ever fights MMA again? I do think so. I do think he does fight, in mixed martial arts again. I don't know what organization will take him, okay? But he has abilities to, basically stir up, some nonsense and some media, stuff. So it might be good for the organization. You never know. Mr. C says, what was the last film you saw at the cinema? The last film I saw at the cinema. The last film I saw at the cinema. It was either a cartoon. Yeah, it was either like a cartoon movie. I forget what was the name of the cartoon though. It was either a cartoon movie or this movie called, I believe it was called Rider, if I'm not mistaken. It's about a motorcycle gang. I'm not sure if that's the name of it. Don't quote me. But yeah, those are the 2 last movies. I just don't know which one came first or came last. Sorry. Was it the motorcycle movie called Rider, or was it it was a dog cartoon movie? It was about a dog. But yeah, those were the last movies, man. Thank you, Mrs. C's. I appreciate that. I'm praying on that Oliveira comeback. Oliveira comeback for Reyes. Also, would you consider this fight a title eliminator, or would that be Khalil or Jerry? It would definitely, in my opinion, Mustard, if I had to give my 2 cents on that one, I think the title eliminator will definitely have to go with Khalil Roundtree and Jerry Prochazka. That's the title eliminator. I mean, those guys are highly ranked. I mean, they both, beat the dead body of Jamal Hill. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's definitely the two fighters who are most likely gonna fight next if they get a win. Damn. Excuse me, guys. Decker says, I hope Reyes and Oberg is the title eliminator because I'm tired of seeing Jury and Khalil. Excuse me, guys. Damn. I got a burp and it won't come out. Khalil fighting for a title for shit wins. I hear you, man. I don't think this is going to be a title eliminator, though, guys. I don't think Dominic Reyes and Carlos Oberg are a title eliminator fight. I think Carlos Oberg beat Dominic Reyes, and then he most likely has one more fight underneath his belt, before he can actually fight for that strap. Mr. C says favorite food and beverage to watch the UFC with. You know what? I actually did a live. For a UFC event, and I remember I was on my way home from doing my. I was working, and it was a Saturday, so I ended up rushing home, and I noticed that the UFC event already started, so I didn't want to come home and then cook and then eat and then get on the live. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna stop somewhere. I'm gonna buy some food, and then I'm gonna bring it home and go on the live, and I'll eat the food on the live. And I remember I ate some barbecue. It was some baby back ribs. It was some baby back ribs with some mac and cheese, and I ate that with some beer. And I kid you not, that combination, baby back ribs, barbecue, mac and cheese, beer, UFC, right on in front of me. I got to tell you something. That shit made my day. That shit made my day. Alex says, who is the worst fighter to ever win a championship? Hill. Jamal Hill is definitely a candidate. Okay, and he's definitely a candidate of crash out of the year. Okay. But yeah, Jamal Hill, and most likely that chick that ended up winning the first belt for the 145-pound women's division. I forget her name. She didn't want to fight Chris Cyborg. That would be the other one. I just don't know her name. Mr. C says it's hard to say Hill for certain since he busted his Achilles right after he won the belt. That could have played a huge factor in his recent losses. Look, Mr. C's, I understand what you're saying. Totally. He tore his Achilles heel. I totally understand that. But guys, prior to Jamal Hill, hurting himself and tearing his Achilles heel. Let me tell you something, guys. That guy was a street fighter at best. Okay, he was not a technical wizard. Okay, he didn't have great technical skills when it came to his striking, but he was a striking type of fighter. All right. The only striking Jamal Hill was doing was over Thanksgiving dinner, all right, with family members. Facts. Gino. How you doing, Gino? Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. You already know what it is. And new UFC middleweight two-time champion of the world, Dricus still knocks Duplessis. Gino over here living in his own imaginary world. Let me tell you something. What did you think of Lopez defeating Silva? Gino, I ended up picking Gene Silva to win that fight. So when Lopez, beat Gene Silva the way he did, I mean, I was totally impressed. Gino, I was totally impressed with Lopez. Lopez was able to go in there and show the mixed martial arts community that there's levels to this game, okay? And it doesn't matter, how much momentum you have, okay? When there's levels to this game, that momentum doesn't really mean much, okay? Let me see. Jordan says, what did you think of Nelk? I have no idea, Jordan. Who is Nelk? Who is that? Mr. C says, that combo sounds fire. Ever eat that crispy oven-baked mac and cheese? That's exactly what it was, my guy. Mr. C's. I kid you not. It was oven-cooked mac and cheese with baby back ribs, okay, on the side of some fucking beer. It was perfection, okay? That's all a man needs. That is all a man needs. Mustard says Jamal Hill or Ronda Rousey. No, it can't be Ronda Rousey. It can't be Ronda Rousey. It can't be Ronda Rousey. No way, Mustard. Ronda Rousey actually did some things. You know what I mean? Gino says the worst champion in history of the UFC will be below Muhammad. Holy shit, Gino! No, the fuck you didn't. You just named my boy. You really gonna name my boy like that below Muhammad as the worst champion? Are you serious right now? I mean, he dropped Leon Edwards. He dropped Leon Edwards on his head, guys, and outstruck Leon Edwards. What are you talking about, Gino? Okay? Show some damn respect. Carla Esparza is up there. Damn. I mean, look, guys, I can't really say, too much about that, especially when you're talking about Carla Esparza. Below is damn good. People just hate on his style and personality. That's what Mr. C says. Thank you so much, Mr. C. Me and you are on the same page. Gino says Lopez is going to become champion unless Yair Rodriguez stops him. Look, guys, Yair Rodriguez is not going to stop nobody. Okay? Yair Rodriguez is another dead body walking around the cemetery holding on to Brian Ortega's hands. Okay? Fucking pure facts. Who you got, Ankalaev or Pereira? Look, guys, if I had to pick somebody right now off of the top of my head, I got to pick the guy who won and outstruck the striker. So I'm picking Ankalaev, guys. Decker, what is your favorite beer? My favorite beer? Man, my favorite beer. Holy shit. It'll have to be a Heine. Okay? I love Heinekens. All right, I love Heinekens. Heineken. Give me a fucking Heineken and I'm okay, papa. Okay? Dame eso. Give me that Heineken, papa. Watch it go away in 2 seconds. You can't give me a Heineken, bro. You can't give me a Heineken. You give me a Heine. I start acting up, people. Okay? I start acting up. Let me see. Gino says Below should go to WWE instead because he is a fluke with good trainers. Damn, Gino. He's going for the low blows. Gino's going for the low blows. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Run up these likes and run up these subscriptions. Support the community. What are you doing? K-Na says, I don't know what you said, K-Na, but that's what's up. Mr. C says, how is winning decision a fluke? Damn, Mr. C's out here spitting facts. Mustard says Below was ragdolling and dropping Leon Edwards, but I guess that was a fluke too. You guys out here spitting facts. K-Na says Below got Canelo hands. You're damn right he does, K-Na. You're damn right he does. Gino says, LOL, Below trained with AKA. He had some training with Islam, but come on, Below wants Kamaru Usman to be his next victim, and Usman will win. I don't know, Gino. I mean, if Below Muhammad fought Kamaru Usman right now, today, I mean, I'm going to put money on Below Muhammad. I'm sorry. I'm going to put my money on Below Muhammad. Mustard says, I honestly think Below will work himself back to the belt. Watch the comeback. I agree with you, Mustard. He's totally capable. Totally capable. Leon Edwards is not elite. If Below can't win JDM, then very assalamu alaikum to him. I can't believe you said that, Gino. Oh, man. Good morning. Have a great day. You too. You have a great day as well. You have a great day as well. Mustard says, I will say, though, I high-key think Leon is a dead body. I also think Leon is a dead body, guys. All right, I already mentioned, all right, Nate Diaz, okay? Nate Diaz almost finished Leon Edwards, okay? Luckily, Nate Diaz didn't want the win that bad, because if he did, he would have just landed some more combinations on Leon Edwards, and that would have been the end. Did you see Gable Stevenson's first fight? Bro stood up from Mount for ground and pound. Did he really? No, I got to check that out. Thank you, Alex. I got to check that out. Decker says Below isn't winning the belt again as long as Morales is alive. You're crazy. Mr. C says Mi español es una moreda. Moreda. Mi español es una. I don't know the last one. Leon Edwards has skills and athleticism, but his heart and mental ain't in it. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Mr. C's. What could have been, right? What could have been. Aesthetic says, do you think they Leon Edwards is boring fighter or not? Mm, I don't want to say Leon Edwards is a boring fighter because he isn't. He's a striking, he makes, fights, fun for what it was. But as of recent, he hasn't really been entertaining. He's more looking for, to outpoint you rather than to out strategize you and win by, finishing or something like that. Belal is a welterweight that's so sad because even a few fighters in the lightweight division will defeat him. Gino continues coming with his low blows. I can't believe you, Gino. I cannot believe the disrespect. Okay. Muscle says he has one lucky win against Kamaru and a robbery over Kamaru. Let's be honest. Kamaru Leon 3. Kamaru won that, and a win over out of prime Kobe. Very true. Very true, Mr. C's. Mr. C's. Mustard. Very, very true. I agree with you. Decker says, Leon Edwards is good, bro. Why do you need to degrade Edwards for Belal? That just makes Belal win sounds worse. Gino says, Belal claim even he can defeat Dricus. That's more delusional than more. Guys, if we're talking about wrestling, right? If we're talking about wrestling, Belal Muhammad does have a chance. Did you see what happened to DDP in his last fight? Virtually no wrestling, guys. Mustard says, honestly, though, the third Kamaru fight did prove that Leon does have a potential when he's confident. That head kick gave him a lot of confidence going into that. Very true. I agree with you, Mustard. Very true. It gave him a lot of confidence. But let me tell you something. That fight was not going his way. Reyes, easy win. You're crazy. Reyes does not get an easy win this weekend, okay? Oberg is a huge, huge test. Do you think Nate Diaz ever fights in the UFC again? Conor trilogy at White House. Look, Alex, I did predict that Conor McGregor actually, gets on this White House card and makes his appearance on this White House card. And I did predict that he fights against Nate Diaz. I don't think Michael Chandler gets that opportunity to fight against Conor McGregor. I think more people are going to be intrigued to see Nate Diaz fight in a trilogy fight with Conor McGregor. So I'm gonna say that's true. I think that can actually happen. I think that can actually happen, and that's factual. Mustard says, high key personality. I dig Nate Diaz versus Michael Chandler. Let Conor fight someone else. I hear you, Mustard, but I'd rather see Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor any day of the week. But Chimaev is the only elite fighter in the middleweight division, and Dricus is not might not be most skilled, but he is definitely the strongest with the most strength. Gino, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, man. I hear what you're saying. But when it comes to DDP, he needs to continue training. Do you think Bones should come back? Aesthetic. According to the UFC, John Bones Jones is already back. Okay, John Bones Jones is already back. He's in the testing pool. Excuse me. So it's a waiting game now. It's a waiting game. Let me see. Decker says should have just made Covington versus McGregor press conference would have been insane. Decker, that would have been insane, but I don't think actually that is a good fight, to be honest with you. Both guys are out of their prime. Why not? Mr. C says Oberg versus Blachowicz, close fight. Pereira versus Blachowicz, close fight. Ankalaev versus Blachowicz, draw. Only the GOAT, Glover, Teixeira dominated Blachowicz. Glover was the GOAT, okay? He was in his 40s beating people that were just legendary, okay? So forever, okay, Glover Teixeira is a legend. Gino says, Conor might fight Diaz at the White House card. Michael Chandler would probably be backup. Hopefully that happens because I don't want to see Michael Chandler fight Conor McGregor. Hot take: JDM KO's Islam. You are out of control, Alex. That will never happen. And watch when that fight happens. You're going to be surprised this November. Decker said, sad that Glover got so bad after jury war. Well, it happens, guys. All right. Let's not forget. All right. Glover was 40-something years old when he won that title. Okay. So let's not forget that. Gino says the White House card would be stacked with American fighters. I would be so happy if Dustin Poirier comes back just for that card. Gino, I don't think he's going to come back for that card. It would be a good look, but I don't think he's going to come back for that card. Mustard says, I've been saying Colby versus Conor would be great and maybe put Nate Diaz against Kevin Holland or something. Mustard, I like that idea as well, but I'd rather see Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor. I want to see that trilogy fight. They need to close that door for that fight, and I would love to see it at the White House. I don't see why not. Guys, you already know what it is. I gave my UFC fight predictions for this upcoming Saturday. Okay. Headlined by Dominic Reyes versus Carlos Oberg. All right. This card, as it stands right now, me looking at it, and if I had to give it a score, I'm giving this card a solid 4. Okay. A solid 4 out of 10. Hopefully, this card is one of those cards that, do deliver. Because on paper right now, this card is trash. Straight garbage. But as it stands with my UFC fight predictions for 2025, guys, I am 206 wins and 139 losses. That is 206 wins and 139 losses, guys. I'll take it. We're going to continue getting these dubs, and we're going to continue building this community, guys. Okay? I want to give thanks to each and every one of you guys for always coming on my lives and bantering here with me. I appreciate you, man. All right? Do not think that I don't appreciate each and every one of you guys. I do. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here with me and pushing this community to where it's been and where it's going, guys. All right. But you already know what it is. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, okay, this is your channel. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. Hey, guys, I'm out of here. This was my UFC fight predictions. And you already know what it is, guys. Until next time, I'll see you then.